Good evening, everyone. Today, the topic of my speech is my diamond spot. Diamond symbolized forever. So, why I call this spot as my diamond spot? Because I started this spot when I was just a little girl, and I think I will keep doing this until I become an old lady. And we usually use 4 C's to grade a diamond. So tonight I will use 4 C's to share with you how this spot shape has shaped my life. First of all, do anyone know which sport I'm going to talk about? Anyone guess?
Swimming?
No. Tennis, no.
Yoga?
Sorry?
Yoga?
Volleyball? Sorry?
Volleyball?
No. So let me give you the answer.
Hiking.
Yes!
Oh.
Very good.
Yes. Practice speech.
It's cheating. So the first, that's hiking. And the first thing I would like to tell is childhood. As I mentioned, I started this sport when I was just a little girl. And during my primary school times, every week, my grandfather, my brother, 2 of my cousins and I would go hiking every week. We went from Hong Kong New to the peak and then returned back home because I just living in Western District, very close. So we don't have to take any transportation. Although this was very simple, but every week, the same time, the same group of people and the same routes. We don't feel bored because there are lots of funny and joyful moments. For example, we will play kites at the peak, and also we went uphill with sports shoes, but we went downhill with slippers. Why slippers? Maybe I can share with you during the break time or after the meeting. So, and this is my childhood. And so hiking is a play a very important role as for my family bonding. Now my grandfather is living at China, so I can go hiking with him, but sometimes I would go hiking with my parents, the same route. So this is the tradition route for my family. And the second C will be cheap, because hiking is a cheap sport. It is and everywhere has mountain, has hill, but every mountain is unique, and all you pay is just the transportation fee. And however, it is cheap, but it provides me with lots of learning opportunities, and these learning opportunities are for free. For example, once I went hiking with a group of retired policemen, and they shared with me many of their special experience during their policeman life. And also, for example, how they involved in catching some famous thief. Yeah. And also, they will they teach me how to identify some poison plants, or if you are being poisoned, how to treat your wound or something like that. And learning opportunities everywhere, and hiking provides me opportunities to experience the nature. And the third C will be charity. Although it is a cheap activities, but sometimes I will do it, I pay to do it, because this is for charity. And every year in Hong Kong, there are many charity fundraising opportunities that use hiking as the function and then involve people to participate and raise funds. For example, our club will join the Moonwalker in November. I think some of you will participate in it. It is for volunteering, and it is for sports, and it will also provide you fun and teamwork. So just like the Kinder chocolate, it will give you 3 wishes in a time. And you will gain the satisfaction by volunteering in these activities. And the 4th C is challenge. Although hiking peaking it can be very easy, just like the route I mentioned for Hong Kong to the peak. If you don't walk down, if you take the peak train, it just spends you around 1 hour and you can finish. But it can be a challenging route. The most famous challenging route in Hong Kong, I think, will be the 100 km Child Walker walk. And it is very challenging because to finish in the 100 km, you have to spend more than 1 day. And it is not just an individual sport because you need to form a team of 4. Other than the 4 people, there will also be support team. The support team will provide support. Maybe they bring the meals to the team player and provide all the support to the team player. So it's all about teamwork and how to cope with the adversity. I think every sport has the 4C, the diamond element. The four diamond element, that is the childhood. It can be the bonding of your family and friends. The cheap element, it can be, it provides you opportunities for you to learn and to experience the nature. And the third element, that is charity. You can fulfill your satisfaction with volunteering in the charity function. And the 4C is the challenge. You can cope with the adversity and develop your teamwork. So I hope every one of you can share with me your diamond spots. And if you haven't found one, you may later join me to go hiking. So I hope every one of you are happy and happy life. Thank you.
We have 1 minute of silence before the second speaker. In this 1 minute of silence, you can write down your comments to Cathy so that Cathy can learn more about her speech. So, 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute is up. The second speech is from Lili. This is actually her CC project 3. The main objective is get to the point. She will let us know. Her topic is living in Hong Kong, so we're waiting to see what's her speech. Thank you.
大家好，我叫許麗麗，好高興認識大家。Hi everyone, my name is Lili. I'll continue with English. It's my first time here speaking as HK-UST MBA Toastmasters. I'm really excited to join your group and to continue my confident communication program. And I started back in Canada, so this is my third speech as Wallace mentioned, and the topic is living in Hong Kong. So I recently moved to Hong Kong, and that was 5 months ago. And I'd like to share a little bit about my experience of how I found to adjusting to living here, maybe share a few tips for new here. Well, I moved here from Austria, where everything is very laid back. Well, like after 8 p.m., the streets are freakishly calm. Like you're lucky if you see anybody on the street on the way home. And people only work half 30 days of holidays per year. Yeah. And then I arrived Hong Kong, where the streets are always full of people, where they always walk way too fast for me, and all in different directions, and people work overtime. So you can imagine it was a little bit overwhelming for me at the beginning. But a lot of those things I cannot change is the environment, but there were a few tips that I almost got instantaneously that helped me to adjust to living in Hong Kong. So, the first one, for those who have not lived in Hong Kong for very long, look both ways when you cross the street. I still do it. Second one, always keep at least $100 on your octopus card. It's very embarrassing if you're passing through the MTR entrance and you're stopping there, and people might get mad at you. Third one, always bring an umbrella, because you never know what the weather is going to be like. 1 minute it might be really nice and sun is shining, the other one it might be pouring cats and dogs. Fourth one, always bring napkins, because not all of the restaurants provide them, and not all the toilets have them too. If you don't want to buy them, a little tip is in the morning, people give newspapers out, some people also give napkins out. Fifth one, always ask directions from the nice young professionals, because I actually speak English or Mandarin for me. And one of my friends shared her tip is she always asked directions from young moms, because they express more patience and love. Sixth one, get a local credit card. It gives you a lot of perks and discounts. For example, my HSBC credit card gave me 40% off Maxim's mooncakes, 10% off cinemas, and some cashbacks on rewards when I bought stuff from Broadway. By the way, I don't work for HSBC. Seventh one, start learning Cantonese, especially for me. That was I didn't realize it at the beginning, because I could always get away with English and Mandarin, and now I realize that sometimes you actually need to speak Cantonese. Well, if you lived in Hong Kong for long enough, maybe you already know all those tips. So another thing that I found really challenging to adjust to Hong Kong was the fact that people are super busy, whether it's work or friends or events or family. So it's kind of hard to get a hold of your friends. When I just moved here, I had a few good friends in Hong Kong. And when I asked them if they can come out for dinner with me or hang out, they told me yes, but in 2 weeks. So I feel that in this overcrowded city, you still feel quite lonely sometimes. So to help with that, I think it's good to always find a community for yourself. There are a few ways. There's a good way to join some communities is through your nationality's chambers. There are all kinds of chambers of commerce in Hong Kong. You can always join your own, or you can join other ones, because Hong Kong has a very open culture. I used to work for the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, so I was able to build my network quite quickly. And there are also organizations like Intercham and Internations that have events just for expats. Just remember to bring a stack of business cards with you. Also, you can always find communities or clubs that are related to your hobbies, interests, and sports. I just joined the Dragon Ball team, and I like it because it forces me to exercise. It is a good way to let me learn how to teamwork. It teaches me how to be persistent. So continue rowing, even if I'm really tired. I'm a Christian, and perhaps my favorite thing about Hong Kong is my church, the Island ECC. So if I ever left Hong Kong, I think this would be the thing that I miss the most. So that's another good way. Also, I enrolled myself into competitions. Yesterday, I had my first interview for the Miss Asia Beauty pageant. I passed it, so I'm gonna have my second interview on Monday. But even if I don't pass it, even if I don't accomplish any titles, it's still fun to dress up, to walk on the runway, to speak my broken Cantonese to the judges. So, all in all, Hong Kong has a very dynamic, it's a very dynamic, amazing city, and you can always find something that suits your interest. So you just need to search for it, and join the groups, and become a part of the community. For example, like me, joining Toastmasters here today. Thank you.
Thanks, Lili, and I'm sure she accomplished a lot for the 5 months station in Hong Kong. And let's have another 1 minute of silence so that we can give our feedback to Lili.